Alright, welcome again. Before we start, I just want to say, let everybody said on this platform be for Christ's glory. Alright, Martin. So, welcome back everybody to our first episode for the year for the
2020.
Yes, that's what I was supposed to say. Yeah, welcome back everybody to the first episode for Big Man Ting Podcast for the year 2020. Hope you guys had a good Christmas, good New Year's celebration, carnival season start. Hope you guys getting the body right, ready for the carnival season. If you guys not into carnival, you guys need to get your bodies right either way, because who doesn't want to have a healthy body, right? So before we start, introduce yourself based on the topic that we're going to speak about, which is mastering my physical self. What is it that you're going to be? What is your qualification? That will be like, yo, all right, I know what to talk about.
All right. I kind of hate those "who are you" questions. Yeah, people always just forget. It's like, who am I really?
Question of the century.
Right. So I'm Alexander Carrignton, as I said before. I am a personal trainer, currently located at Spartan Health Club. I am a strength and conditioning coach, and I have a master's degree in biomedical research, specifying in sports medicine, bachelor's in pharmacology. Been involved in fitness for a few years, have my own fitness brand, Level Up 876, and through there we have merch, online training, face-to-face interactions, meal planning, etc.
Alright, cool. Alright, so before we get into the actual topic of discussion, we could just start off with like a little icebreaker.
Alright.
So the game we're going to play is One's Gotta Go. Zine?
Alright, okay.
So I'm assuming you like anime.
Yeah.
Great. One's Gotta Go.
Okay.
Pokemon. Dragon Ball Z. Yu-Gi-Oh.
Okay.
Or Power Rangers.
Power Rangers is out.
Easily. Why?
It was fun when I was like 5 and the explosions looked cool.
Yeah.
But to explode just for walking doesn't make any sense to me. So it just gotta go.
Yeah, I don't know. Power Rangers has been such a crucial part of my childhood growing up.
Same. But it's just the lesser of the four. Like it's the worst.
For me, I think Yu-Gi-Oh would go. For me personally,
I can appreciate that. But why?
Yu-Gi-Oh for me, I never watched a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Okay.
One, because it was on Fox, and at the time I didn't have Fox.
Did you play Yu-Gi-Oh?
Oh yeah.
So why you kill Yu-Gi-Oh?
Because I didn't have that same connect with Yu-Gi-Oh that I do with Power Rangers, Dragon Ball Z, and Pokemon.
Okay.
Right. And growing up in my household, my mother was like, that look too demonic. You can't watch that.
Proper Christian household.
Yeah, man. So no, you're not going to watch that. So I'd say Yu-Gi-Oh for good. All right. So as we're going into the topic now, the topic of discussion for today is mastering my physical self, right? What's your relationship with your own mastery of your physical body been like?
I would say, based on my own goals, I would say it's a bit up and down. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not so good because you have to deal with injuries and that kind of stuff. But it's been overall good, and I like it, and I like where I see myself going with it, at least with the particular goals that I have.
Yeah, your own journey, just building up your own physique. What's that health journey been like?
Okay.
Training,
well, becoming a personal trainer was an accident, to be honest. It was not something.
You just bucket to and oops, I'm a personal trainer now.
Kinda.
Alright.
So what happened was, I was training myself, training with friends. Everything's going fine, everybody's enjoying it. We're just kind of starting out and seeing that we're you're kind of strong, you're moving a little bit of weight now. It's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're bouncing around, having fun. And then one day, I said to one of my friends, I was mid auction going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I said, send over the auction people so we can train them. So I can train them and get them ready for auction, which was like 2 months later. And he said, cool, you serious? And I was just like, I guess, why not? I was joking in the moment, but I said, all right, sure. He put out that notice to the people.
Mm-hmm.
They never really took to it, but other people who heard it or were told to send a message took to it.
Mm-hmm.
So they showed up instead, right? People who were genuinely interested in getting fit and healthy and blah blah blah. So so it started there, and it's not the first time I was training anybody. I trained a couple of my friends before who wanted some help. Right? Never charging or anything. I was just kind of helping them out because it seemed fun, like a fun thing to do. So through training them for a while, and becoming more and more invested in it, because at the time I was doing my first degree, becoming more and more invested in it, and eventually turning it into a business because I realized I was either good at it or just very lucky with the results I was getting all the time. So eventually I got certified through the recommendation of one of my friends. It's like, you should get certified and take it seriously. And I was just like, you're right, I should. I really do like this. And I wanted to go into sports medicine in some kind of way. And I felt like this was a nice stepping stone in how to get involved in it right now.
Yeah.
Right? So from there it became Level Up. And then now I went into, continuing training people. And then I took my own journey, I guess more seriously, where somebody again says to me, just maybe jokingly or somewhat seriously, you should try and enter bodybuilding.
Okay.
And I was just like, all right. So I did that in 2018, came third. It was an experience.
Yeah.
It was fun for a while. Dieting is not that fun. But that was an experience. And then 2019 I decided, let me try out powerlifting, because when I started training I was trying to get as strong as possible. Right?
What's the difference between powerlifting and bodybuilding?
There are two ends of the spectrum, two different ends of the spectrum. So
okay.
Powerlifting is being as strong as possible in 3 lifts, and bodybuilding is looking as good as possible in a variety of poses against people. One is objective and one is subjective.
Yes, people, I know what objective and subjective mean. I didn't just say because I didn't know.
Right. So what was I saying? So I did that. That was good. That was fun. And so that's where I am now, as a powerlifter. And we have the Jamaica Powerlifting Federation that we formed last year. And we're going to have a competition in May in Mandeville, or early June in Mandeville, with Fusion Fitness Gym. And we're going to see how strong Jamaica really is.
All right.
So that's the journey so far.
All right, cool. So now that you are a physical trainer, personal trainer, what's the difference? The same thing?
Nobody says physical trainer.
No one says physical therapy. Yeah. Sorry, work. So now that you're a personal trainer, and you've had interaction with various people, various body types, various mindsets, various goals. Why do you think it is important for one person to master their body?
Well, it's important for everybody, but mostly, and there's no real better reason, is just your overall health and your ability to stay healthy for a very long time. You find that people as they get older, they do less and less physical work, right? They come out to the gym, they start running, they start playing the sport they used to play for whatever reason.
You talk about my life story now.
They either get too busy with work or caught up with life. You know, people have kids, people have obligations, and things don't really mesh how they used to. They don't have the energy that they used to. Their diet takes a plunge. They try to start back. It's going good for a while. They stop again because
so it's like New Year's resolutions.
Yeah. Life is not conducive to being healthy, to be honest.
Yeah.
So you have to really make that a priority and make it something that you do for yourself, and you make time for it. So things that are important, people always make time for. So if you think it's important, you should at least do it a little bit. You don't necessarily have to be the strongest person in the room all the time, or the biggest or the fittest. You just have to be fit enough to get through your life. And there is a broad spectrum of fit enough, so you really don't have to go as hard as you see people going all the time. But if you just want to live a better life, right? Right now, and as you get older, it's best to just be fit and master that body that you have.
All right. You said you just have to be fit enough. What, for example, what would a woman aged 28? She's short, but a bit stouty. But she used to play. Let's say she used to do swimming. What was fit enough? What would that look like for her, or what would that feel like for her?
Fit enough would be dependent on what she wants to do. So let's say other people played a sport at some point in life. They really enjoyed it, and they want to get back and do it every now and again, right? Maybe once a week, twice a week. You just be fit enough to do that thing that you want to do
and do it well.
And do it well.
Okay.
And do it for as long as you want to do it.
All right. All right. Cool. So now that we're learning why we need to place an importance on becoming fit, what are steps, or how is it that how can one go about to learn how to start mastering themselves, how to start becoming fit, how to build their physique, get the body goals that they want for 2020 that started in January, but they drop it off, and then they're like, oh crap, March coming up now, and I don't reach gym since second week in January.
Yeah.
Like what tools do we need? What mindset do we need to have? How do we get back on the horse?
Well, one way is to link Level Up 876.
Link Level Up 876. Shameless plug. Like, yo.
Anyways.
This episode is sponsored by Level Up 876.
Alright. Does anybody ever tell you have a radio voice?
Huh?
Does anybody ever tell you that you have a radio voice?
I have been told once.
Twice.
I've been told a few times.
Because that sounded like an ad. And I might have to call you one day.
Hey, shameless plugs, sponsorships are all welcome, people. So if you need like a hookup, I am here. We can get it into business, alright? Level Up. This year, 2020, 876. Alright, man ting. I'm going to stop joking.
Right.
But yeah.
So, there's really no one set way. It all depends on what you want, right? So, everybody, Carnival season, for example, right? Men, women want to look right, want to look good in them costume, right? Everybody has an idea in their head what their body could look like, right? The best thing is to just start now and start with somebody who is experienced, right?
Okay.
So it doesn't really matter what you start with either. You could start jogging, you could start in a gym, you could start doing yoga, for example. Not to say that yoga is going to be the thing that gets your body right, but it's going to be something, right? It's just something, right?
That gets you going.
That gets you going, right? And you just need to find something that gets you going, and then continue to build on whatever that is.
Yeah.
So you do yoga, you're getting really nice and flexible and mobile, and you can start doing start going into the gym, getting now strong and flexible and mobile. Keep that with the yoga. And then you eventually go back to playing your sport, and now you're getting more athletic, strong, mobile, right? You'd look nice. Whatever sport it is, doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
You'd look good doing some strength training, some yoga, and whatever that is, whatever sport it is. So you're playing ball, right? You'd look good.
Yeah.
For anybody, doesn't matter who you are.
Your skill you may not have the skill, but
You may not have the skill, but you look good doing it. That's what's important, right?
That's important. It's not important that you're able to do the thing that you want to do.
At 35, your time to become a pro baller is gone, right?
That's very true. That's very true.
At least you look good.
At least you look good. Because enough time, like when I Saturday morning, I walk, go to work, or I walk going out to the community, and I see these guys playing on the field, and some of them have some beer belly.
Their ball handling skills terrible.
Their ball skills is terrible still, And but they enjoy themselves.
They enjoy themselves.
So imagine if they got the body goal that they wanted, the body that they wanted. Exactly. They look good.
You'd see
feel
a man
good.
saying shirts and skins every time, and he's always skins.
It's always.
Why?
Oh gosh.
No matter who's on inside.
Always. Oh gosh. Yeah. Oh my gosh. So yeah, it's important that you just start.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things. Just choose something and start.
Yeah.
I think that's personally for me. That's one of the things that that I've been trying to challenge myself for this year, where I haven't been consistently active for a few years now.
Yeah.
And I've always dabbled and like, all right, I'm gonna go to the gym tomorrow. End up going to the gym 3 months later. Or if it is that I play ball this week, I feel the pains of the ball game after that, and then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna catch you guys later, another 3 months. So it's always important to start, but how do we get to what the goals that we want? By being how do we become consistent so that we can get the goals that we want?
Well, lots of different ways you can do that. So, for example, if you go with a friend and the friend is always consistent, if your friend is always in the gym at a certain time every day and you can be there at that time every day, right? Or you have a group of friends at different times and you can bounce around depending on how your life is working, you at least try to make it for one of those friends, right? And they'll help you be consistent, they'll push you, and you just don't want to be the person who's telling them not to do whatever, because there's some people who try to, what do I want to say? I don't want to bring them down, but they're not used to pushing, and so they try to get this team where we're just like, yeah, man, we're just not gonna push too hard today. But yeah, you just have to go with that person. That's one way to go with that person or persons. Push yourself, but not too much. Try to know what you can handle, right? If you feel like you're doing way too much in that moment, bring it down. There's another day, right?
Yeah.
You don't need to kill yourself today.
Yeah.
There is always tomorrow, right? And consistency beats intensity, which is what a lot of people go for. They go for the intensity rather than because they want it quick and fast. But really, it's this consistent amount of work that gets you where you want to be. So that's one way, going with somebody. The next way could be if you go by yourself and you're okay going by yourself, have a plan in mind and have a goal in mind of what you want to do in a certain amount of time. So your short-term goals, like say in 6 weeks you want to reach a certain weight or strength level, right? You're not going to become the biggest person in the world in 6 weeks, but you can look different in 6 weeks. You can feel different, move different, right? You want to set these short-term goals on the road to a long-term goal. So if in November you said you want to jump carnival this year, right? Or you said this from August, and you want to jump carnival and you want to get a costume and you want to front line. You are going to decide you're going to start saving from that point, right?
Yeah.
These are all small, incremental things building up to a big thing on the day. Cool? It's just like that. It's just a small, incremental gain building up to something bigger. So
like advice from finance tutor J.
Big up earnings season.
Yeah, man. Big up this. Big up
that night. Yeah. But yeah, that would be another thing, and you can keep a gym journal, right? You write down what you did, making sure that the next time you come and do the same kind of workouts, you're pushing yourself a little harder that time, right? More reps, maybe more sets, maybe more weight, maybe. You know, keep it simple. Keep it simple. Keep it intense enough that you can recover from it, right? Recover, meaning every few days you could do it again, right? And then another way is give yourself something that you need to perform at by the time you get there, right? Give yourself a deadline. Like for example, you wanted to run a 5K, right? This 5K has a date that is not moving. So you need to be ready for that 5K by that time, right? That would be. It's kind of on the same tangent as incremental gains to a long-term goal. But people, if they're setting their own goals, a lot of the time some people set these goals that are just so far away they may never reach them. Yeah. And they're always trying to inch forward, but they never reach where they want to go. To set a new big goal, right? So if you say you want to run this 5K at this time, at this date, right? For example, or you want to compete at a job fair, or you want to lift, or you want to compete at powerlifting competition, you know, you have a goal in mind. You have something that's coming up that will help you to stay consistent, right? Because you have a commitment to make, and you want to prove that you were able to do this on this day. So it's things like that that kind of motivate people to at least in the short term get somewhere far. Short term meaning maybe a year or somewhere. Maybe that's long term to some people. Probably. But maybe in a year or 2 years you have something to say I did that. Yeah. Right? More than just the Instagram picture or whatever. You know, I did this and I'm very proud of myself that I got to this point. Which is kind of what you want to do all the time. You want to make sure you have something to look back at and say you did this, I know you're going to do this. Right? But yeah.
Alright. So we talk about the importance of becoming fit. And how we can get started and how we can remain consistent. Now, what are general benefits of just being fit? Because I know that, for example, for me, what I've noticed is that for me, I have a slight curvature in my spine. Okay. So exercise has helped me maintain mobility. Okay. You know, and strengthening my back muscles has definitely helped with any pain that I've had. I haven't had pain for quite some time, and I haven't been to the gym or done any strenuous activity in a while. You know, so what are general benefits that persons can know that they can gain from becoming even 1% fitter, whatever that 1% would look like for them?
Well, people always say you're going to live longer, blah, blah, blah. But that's sometimes nobody really internalizes. Because nobody ever thinks they're going to die, right?
You know, that's very true.
So, or they never really think about themselves dying. But that's one thing, right? But the real thing that everybody experiences right now, at least a lot of people experience right now, is real things, I should say. So things that people are suffering with, pain in various places, lower back, knee, hip, shoulders, right? So a lot of people live with low to high grade amount of pain, right? I would say easily 70% of the people around that have some kind of pain.
70?
70.
Wow.
It's not a real statistic. I have no data to draw on right here. But based on the people that I have interacted with and worked with, it's about that have some kind of pain, right?
It's a lot of
people with a lot of pain, right? And then sleep is another factor that people just suffer with. People just get this really crappy amount of sleep, right? The quality of sleep is bad. The amount of sleep they get is bad. High amounts of stress that everybody's dealing with because everybody's trying to get rich and it's an uphill struggle. So what is it? Pain, sleep, stress, and just inability to do certain things with their body. So when they were in high school, they could maybe do a backflip or maybe something simple like touch their toes. I know they can't touch their toes anymore.
Not me. Cannot. Absolutely cannot.
Right? So it's just like you're living this 60-year-old life as a 25-year-old person, and you just don't know what to do with yourself, right? Well, the simplest thing you could do to improve all of that would be to get active in the gym, right? I work at Spartan, and a good portion of the people who come to Spartan are older people.
Really?
And the people who push themselves the hardest in the gym are older people, specifically older women.
You know, that's very true.
Hardest. And those older women perform amazingly in the gym and in life, as far as I can tell. Successful women who are fit, who are definitely grandma age, and look as if they are at least 15 years younger.
So what you're saying is women need to start going to the gym more?
No, what I'm saying is, that group of women in this particular gym are the most.
No, I'm hearing that in order to for persons to be
everybody
more mobile. Everybody needs to just start being more active.
Yeah. You don't have to go to the gym, but it is the one place or one of the few places where you go and you know that you just have to come into work because there's nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I would say everybody could go to the gym once they can afford to and have the ability, in their time and everything to go directly to the gym.
Speaking of affordability, for persons who are not able to finance a gym membership or even they don't have the time to necessarily go to the gym consistently, so they probably can go to the gym once for the week.
Yeah.
But for the next 6 days, they're either at work sitting down in the chair or they're on the road driving for at least 6 to 8 hours out of the day. What are alternatives that they can look towards doing? Let's say within a 15-minute window each day or a 20-minute window,
They could work out at home.
What would that look like?
You get up in the morning. You have the time to do it. It's just people don't put it aside. That's one. So you either get up in the morning or when you get home, you have 15, 20, maybe 30 minutes to do something and get active, right? So you don't need any equipment necessarily. You can do a lot of exercises without anything really at home. What that look like, it all depends on the person. But let's say it's you, for instance. You could do some cardio in your room or in your yard if you have a yard. Run up and down, jumping jacks, burpees, that kind of stuff. Things that are kind of intense-ish to make you feel like you're working, but not so much so that you feel like you're out of your element, like you can't manage. Then you can do push-ups, squats, various other leg exercises. If you have something you can climb on or hold on to, you could possibly do pull-ups or do some sort of progression to it. There are lots of things you can do. Like the combinations of things you can do is endless. So you really don't have a reason why you couldn't do it. It's just if you have the energy or the time to do it, which is more like I have both, right? You just have to put it aside and really commit to it. So the real thing is that people don't have the time to do something. They don't have the willpower to commit to something, which is really what's holding a lot of people back.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what it look like. Something short, sweet, and last 30 minutes, get a nice sweat going, feel your muscles working, and then you hit the shower and eat food or go to work or go to bed. All right.
Cool. Yeah, so you've mentioned a few things such as willpower and mindset. I think I was the one that probably mentioned mindset. What would you say are key factors that persons need to pay attention to in order to go through the process of becoming fit? That's not necessarily physical, so we don't need to go. So we're not talking about going to a gym, or we're not talking about doing cardio, or we're not talking about working at home. We're talking about what are key factors. So, for example, willpower. What other key factors do persons need to think about to keep in their mind when it comes to becoming fit?
The only real thing is to just have a plan in mind.
What would that plan look like?
What are you gonna do? So, let's say you used to be in a gym and you have an understanding of what you can do or what you used to do. You know, movements or exercises that you are accustomed to doing or were accustomed to doing. And you just write out your workout plan. You know, set it in a way where you know you can manage all of these things at the level that you're at now, and then every week you just revise it. You just look at it and be like, all right, this week we're gonna do this. We're gonna move on. And we're moving up, challenge yourself some more and more. But if you weren't that kind of person who was in the gym before or was active, let's say you never played a sport, or never in the gym, never anything, then you could either look towards getting advice from a personal trainer, or I wouldn't say YouTube would be the best case for some people because there's a lot of information.
And they wouldn't necessarily know what to search for.
Yeah. Okay. So you could get started off with somebody who's experienced, either a personal trainer or your local gym goers, if you know any. If you don't know any, then find a trainer and give you some advice. And then once you get this path to follow, then just go along that. If you can afford a trainer, go with a trainer that you trust or that people have recommended to you. If you can't afford a trainer, just get some time with a trainer to just talk to them and see if you can form a relationship where you just get advice every now and again as to what you're doing and is what you're doing. Does what you plan on doing make sense? And will it help to get you where you're going, and what should a long-term plan look like? So that's what having a plan would look like, really.
All right. And then we've always heard the saying that becoming healthy or becoming fit is 20% exercise and 80% what you eat.
Nutrition.
Yeah. How true is that? And how true is that?
It's pretty true. The numbers change sometimes.
Okay.
Some people say it's 10, some people say it's 30 for the exercise. But the real idea is that nutrition is the main part. So Jamaicans have a crappy diet. That's just a fact.
According to Ministry of Health, the second was after crime, like I think it's what heart attacks, no, cardiovascular diseases tend to be
yeah. That's mostly due to sedentary lifestyle. A sedentary lifestyle coupled with a poor diet. But because you could have a poor diet and just exercise and reduce your risk of a cardiovascular related attack or episode, or just a disease in general, without changing your diet at all. Changing it now and you get more benefits, right? But nutrition for most people people just don't. Well, people have the idea that eating healthy is expensive, and while buying health quote unquote healthy food at certain restaurants or fast food places is more expensive, buying it yourself and making it yourself is pretty cheap, right?
Okay.
So you could go to your market, buy all the provisions you want, You could buy the meat and everything you want as well. Cook it a certain way, and you'll be fine, right? How Jamaicans eat now is they get 5 cups of rice, they load up the gravy, a bag of chicken or something.
You go to the cook shop, load it up, load up the box. half of the box with rice and peas.
Yeah, and
next
then,
half with meat, with a bit curry or chicken,
yeah,
with the curry gravy, whole heap of gravy, and then you throw a little bit of salad or pasta on top.
Maybe, yeah.
Just a little bit.
A little bit, right? And that's really the problem, right? It's easy to make that food, and it's cheap to make that food.
Yeah.
Vegetables are kind of pricey, which is why we don't buy them from certain places. Or people don't buy them very often, and you have to use them now or they will spoil, kind of thing. So, and I understand that some people just can't afford to eat certain ways, but not everybody. And so some people can't afford it at all to eat certain things, right? And it's easier to buy cheap, easy food.
Yeah.
Cool. Or just don't have like a stove or a fridge or some issues like that. Other than people like that who have no other options, if you have options, then the easiest way to utilize all the options you have is to, one, buy a cookbook or find recipes, right? Utilize YouTube now to find something to cook.
Now we know what you're looking for.
Now it's easier, right? You know what you're looking for. And then just cook the food, right? The problem a lot of people have now is that they don't have the time to cook every day.
Okay.
Understandable, right? You probably work in Kingston, live in Portmore, live in Spanish Town, the commute is trash.
Absolute.
You work 5-6 days a week.
Kobe.
But yeah,
rest in peace,
you can cook on a Sunday. You cook your Sunday dinner. You have a Sunday, Monday. Tuesday now you eat out or you buy food on the road. Same thing Wednesday, same thing Thursday. You buy something. You go out and eat something Friday. Maybe cook some soup Saturday.
You have to have Saturday soup.
Right. And then Sunday you start again.
Yeah.
Now, if you just cook some more Sunday dinner, right? Sunday, Monday becomes now Sunday,
Tuesday,
right? Maybe Sunday, Wednesday. It wouldn't be that bad, right?
Yeah.
You can eat out Thursday, and then probably go out Friday. Saturday you have soup, which is a low-calorie kind of food, but it fails you because you add, potatoes, whatever, chicken, blah blah blah. And then Sunday again. So your Sunday meal is normally a good one because you add everything you like, right? You add a whole heap of vegetables because you bought them for this specific occasion.
Yeah.
You have rice, you have a chicken, you have rice and peas, right? Good amount of salad, blah blah blah, and it lasts a couple more days, right? You're the only person going to benefit from that. So it's really, people need to just keep making it sound very simple, but it's actually not very simple. You need the time and commitment to do it.
Yeah.
And it's a bit more spending in that 1 point period, which is what people have a problem with.
Yeah.
When you look at it, you probably spend more food buying all the food around you.
Yeah.
Right. That is available than it is to just cook it yourself. Right. So if you cook a little bit more, or put aside a time maybe in a week to cook again, and cook a big meal that you cut up for the days, then you can improve that diet, which will improve your health, which will improve your fitness level. It all connects somewhere.
The overall health will just be improved.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, yeah, I feel like that's about it. I think we covered a whole lot in today's episode. Alright, thank you guys for tuning in to the Big Man Ting Podcast, where I had an intro for this that I forgot to say. I'm going to say this intro because I spent like a good 10 minutes thinking about it last night. Where is it? Yes. So thank you guys for tuning in to to the Big Man Ting Podcast, where we explore life, laughs, and lessons. See?
Okay.
See? Was that not worth it? Was that not worth it? All right, cool. Side note, where can we get in contact with you if we want to level up?
On Instagram, it's levelup_876. Same thing on Facebook. On Twitter, it is Alex the Overlord.
Alright, cool. So, guys, get your 2020 goal. It's never too late to start achieving those body goals that you wanted to start from January or probably December or yesterday. So, Carnival season don't start for Jamaica just start. But the road march them now come for a little while, so we'll have a few weeks can go and prepare. Guys, just level up. That's all I need to do, really and truly. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm still getting used to this whole self-endorsement thing. It's very weird to me that I have to be like
self-plug all the time.
You know? I'd rather be able to, alright, yeah man, make sure you link Alex, I'll always do that. But for my own self, I'm like, oh right. Remember, follow me too. You can always follow me on Instagram at Omari J. Harris, on Twitter at Omari J. Harris. I don't really use Facebook again other than to when I remember that Facebook exists, you know. Yeah, so on Instagram and Twitter at Omari J. Harris. And follow the podcast on Instagram at the Big Man Ting Podcast. I changed the handle already, guys, and it's like the second or third time I'm changing the handle. I'm sorry, but please bear with me. This is the final time I'm changing the handle for this. It's at the Big Man Ting Podcast on Instagram. I don't know if I'm going to create a Twitter or anything. Nah. But yeah, you can follow the page for updates and yeah. Bless up.